Hey guys, welcome back to Mystery Box March. If you guys missed the introduction into what in the hell Mystery Box March is, I'll throw a flag up there so you can go check it out. But what I'm going to do in this video is just go over the top of the hoard here and point to the bigger items that aren't actually in boxes and just give you kind of a quick rundown of what's down here. Like over there, that's a bumper. We're going to go around the room and kind of do that, and I'm going to kind of tell you what the plan is and then hopefully how we're going to go about executing it. So we're just going to work around the room a little bit. Here's the basement door, stairs that go back up into the house. And right over here, right there, is 4 shelving units that we need to put together so we can start putting crap on them. I'll, of course, film putting them together and give you kind of a mini review of them as we go. At this point, I don't even remember what they are. I've had those for like 2.5 years with the intention of getting to this and just never have bothered. On top of them is a collection of R134A, because there's been a lot of talk about that being outlawed like R12 has, so I've stocked up. Right next to it, I think, is a Jeep muffler. You know the TJ, there's the new muffler for it. Miscellaneous boxes stacked on top of it. Down here we have miscellaneous box of crap. Basically, I think those are a bunch of fly traps. There are fly problems at this property for odd reasons, mostly because my neighbors have chickens they don't really keep up after, it seems. So I have to put out fly traps in the summer, or it's like Africa down here. Box for some old halogen lights that are actually out now that we'll be using. Paper for taping stuff off to like undercoat cars and crap, some simple green, some Harbor Freight socket organizers. I bought too many and have too many. Box for my original 18-volt Ryobi tools, a Reelcraft hose reel, box for my welder. This is a shower rod. It's like one of the fancy curved shower rods you see in some hotels. That was in my house when I sold it, and that's like a $100 shower rod, so it came with me. Emergency ball washing water. When the power went out over the summer and I had to get the generator running, and I did my first like little introduction to that Ryobi inverter video, which has just gone nuts, by the way. Those videos combined have like 3,000 views, which for me is crazy. This house is on a well, and I was growing concerned that I wouldn't be able to clean myself up after a nasty, sweaty day of dealing with it, so I went and bought this case of water expressly just to have down here in the basement to be able to wash up after a day like that if things happened again. We've got some insecticide and pesticide kind of crap, again, from when I owned property. I don't really use that around here. Drop light that we're going to totally be needing down here for videos. Spare trash cans, because this house has got different number of rooms in my old house. Stock radio for the Jeep. Foam filter for the shop vac. Jugs for used oil and stuff. 18-volt Ryobi chop saw. Big shop vac. Lawn and garden tools. This is the water softener. It's part of the house, not mine. Backpack sprayer. We use that for putting Roundup and stuff down. These are like camping chairs and crap. I think there are Christmas ornaments in that box. These are Escort door panels for a 2-door Escort. Those are Escort vent visors, little smoked things that go around your windows so you can have them cracked and not let rain in. They've been sitting down here for sippy cup for like 4 years, or I've had them for 4 years and they've been waiting. No clue what's in that tote. Those are spare parts for stuff in the garage. Same there. 2 kerosene heaters that I'm not actually allowed to use here. Got a kind of cool blanket my mom made that I have no purpose for right now. These things are actually like record display templates. They're like kind of like frames you put up on the wall, and you can put like a 78 or a 33 or whatever record in them, but they also work for laser discs. I have a bunch of those because I have a Laserdisc collection that I'm using for decoration. Since I don't own this house, I'm not hanging up a bunch of crap, so that they sit. This is a large collection of damaged panels from some cabinet units I bought, and some of these are stainless, like these are stainless doors that are damaged, and they're basically just good sheet metal, so I've kept them around for right now. Once I actually get into a couple other things, we'll be using these for projects. More spare parts of things from out in the garage, and this is actually the top of a workbench that I built 15 years ago. It's exactly like the bench that's in the garage. I just don't have room for 2 of them, so I disassembled one and brought it down here. And at some point we probably will reassemble it and actually have a little workspace down here. Factory H-pipe and cats for the Ford, which shall not be named. Escort 5-speed shifter, because T2 had shifter problems. This one came out of T1. T2 is now gone from my life, so just got a spare one laying around. Stuff from my old house that I never actually installed in the old house and didn't give it away with the house, so here it sits, just crap. My absolute beast steel FS55 weed eater that this property's too small to bother with. I use a 18-volt cordless Ryobi one now, but there it hangs out. Part of a Ford GT40 intake manifold. The other part of that manifold, the factory steering wheel and column out of the Ford, which shall not be named. Bunch of Jeep hoses and oil filters and crap. Spare coffee pot, because you got to have that. I think under that steering wheel are fireplace tools for a fireplace this house doesn't have. Stuff like that. Valves and springs for a set of GT40 heads for the Ford, which shall not be named, and those heads are in one of these boxes somewhere. We have children's toys that my parents kicked out of their house, and now they're with me for life, apparently, despite the fact that I don't have any kids. Don't know what to really do with them. Legos and robotics. Speaker wall mounts, just hanging out random crap. I don't remember what's in the white box. And then a big old pile of crap. I don't remember what's in that box. I think those are just empty totes. There's car belts and stuff. There's stuff for the snow thrower in there, like the original owner's manuals and stuff. That's actually a roll of like trunk carpet that's hanging out. That Motive gearbox, the blue box down there, has a bunch of setup shims for differentials and stuff like that. Lego's Millennium Falcon that I never built. I don't remember what's in this trash bag, but I thought it was important enough to put it in a trash bag so it didn't get damaged, so it's probably something I'm interested in. That's a box of what's called Siamese cable. It's coax TV line with a positive and negative power run with it, and that's for like running security cameras and stuff. The bumper from T1, which is going to end up on Sippy Cup, especially since someone punched the front of it off. There that is. More parts for the Ford, which shall not be named. Here's another piece of the same bench from across the way, and I think that's a muffler for Sippy Cup. I'm not sure. Box of Jeep parts. Looks like another box of Jeep parts. Way over yonder there, couple igloo coolers, couple ceiling fans I bought for my old house and never installed. My modern art sculpture that looks like a mountain bike. It's the only vehicle I've ever bought brand new. Rode it for about one summer with a buddy, and now it sits. Might like to get back to doing a little bit more of that too, but just hanging out down here in the basement for now. Box for my PlayStation 3. Like a gross of tea lights that I actually forgot were down here, and I've already bought more. Again, power outage related supplies. Tea lights you can light up your house. Modern art sculpture again. Back seat out of the Jeep that will probably never go back in it, but all the same, I don't really want to throw it away, so there it sits. And that's pretty much the overview of the hoard. Some of you guys are going to look at this and go, that's not a hoard, I've got a real hoard. And some of you guys are going to look at this and go, holy crap, that's a bunch of garbage. What have you done to yourself? And you're probably both right, but this is what we have. And just to be a completionist about things, this is actually only about half the basement. The other half of the basement's pretty much completely empty. I haven't bothered to occupy anything over here. We have some lights and the stool I mentioned that we're going to actually roll around on. And then, you know, the mechanical stuff that goes with the basement, water heater, furnace, all that. So this whole space down here is completely open. And this may end up being kind of a workshop area eventually. Those are all the high points of what we're dealing with here. So the first thing to do is probably establish where we're going to put our shelves. I would like to actually put them right where the boxes are, right up against that wall, but as you can see, there's already a bunch of crap in the way there. So we're going to have to make a hole, look at, and figure out where we're actually going to put those shelves. I do want them there because then they're right by the stairs, so if I come down here and need to get brake clean or transmission fluid or whatever, it's all right there and convenient to get. That is probably the first thing I'm going to do is clear that hole out and then put up a rack, but that's going to be for tomorrow. So as always, guys, appreciate you stopping in. We'll catch you on the next one. I'm Max, that's Saddington Bear, and we make videos like this all the time. Here are a couple links to some other videos we've made, and we really appreciate you guys stopping in.